Thank you so much for having me.
You're very easy to talk to. You know, you're a strong man of your faith, and that's what makes it so easy. We connected like that in the beginning.
What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone? It is another day, another time, and another week for yours and my favorite Monday night show. I'm talking about Real Talk Monday. You all. Guess what, you guys? This isn't a pre-recording. We live tonight. Y'all been asking us to come back live, and we are live tonight. There still might be some pre-recordings that you will be getting, but for the most part, we're coming back and we're giving our audience the live impact of us. We are excited. We are ecstatic to have you all in here tonight. We are ecstatic about you all coming in here tonight. We are ecstatic about what is going on tonight. We are still in our I Survived This season, but tonight we're sifting over a little bit and sifting things just a tad, because there was a conversation that I was having with some good friends of mine. And when I tell you they were speaking some straight up facts, I told both of them, yo, we got to run this back. We got to go live for this. We have to have a live discussion about this. Unfortunately, schedules wouldn't allow both of them to be on at the same time. So we're doing a part 1 and a part 2. Now, tonight for part 1, I got me a heavy hitter up in the building with me tonight, you all. Y'all see, it's a legend up in these streets. Y'all don't even understand. Y'all don't know. Like, I'm talking about Dr. Iris Wright. She stands at the forefront of entrepreneurial invention and community advocations with a dynamic portfolio that includes Caring Hearts Foundation, Caring Right Way Logistics, Rights Holding, and her influential platforms. Author Iris Wright, We'll Talk with Iris, and Black Diamond Chronicle magazine. Married for 14 years, Dr. Wright is the matriarch of a blended family with 6 children and 3 grandchildren. 6 years ago, she relocated from Delaware to Newport News, Virginia, seeking new opportunities and fresh beginnings. You all, she has been on this show once before, and you all, she's back again, and I'm excited about having her. So I want y'all to put y'all's hands together. I want y'all to like. I want y'all to share. I want y'all to tag. And I want y'all to comment, just like this young lady did right here. Hey, how you doing? We appreciate you coming in, Renee. We appreciate you coming in. We want y'all to like. We want y'all to share. We want y'all to tag. And tell everybody and tell somebody that Real Talk Monday is on, you guys. So let's get it. How are you doing, sis?
Hey, how are you?
Ma'am, it has been a while since we have talked, but I'm glad that you are back. I told you on our interview that we did that you was coming back.
Yes.
You all also, She is also an admin with me in the James H. Glover Studios set, which I'm sure they'll be in the building here shortly commenting, hey you guys, hey you guys, hey you guys, we appreciate you all walking with us. And sis, go on and tell them, don't we be having some real conversations up in that set?
Yes.
Like stuff that don't get discussed on the live, I promise you, it's getting discussed in that set. I promise you.
Yes.
I wouldn't be able to do it without the admins that I have in there that help me keep things going smoothly. So I appreciate you all. And Dr. Wright, I'm gonna let you just tell the people a little bit more about you, then we're gonna jump into this conversation.
Hi, guys. I'm Dr. Iris Wright. I'm a serial entrepreneur, author, speaker, coach. I am doing a lot. I'm doing a lot. So, lots of awards, travel quite a bit, and I am happy to serve my community. I do serve the social justice era in my community. I help people heal from the hands of injustice. So, I'm so excited. Just to sum it up a little bit.
And we are excited about having you, sis. We really are. We definitely appreciate you and we thank you for coming in. So let's get into this discussion tonight.
Yes, let's go.
So I I sent her the questions beforehand, and there was one question that both of us said we gotta hit on first. So how can couples shift their mindset from what do I want to what am I building? What do I want versus what are we building? How can couples shift their mindset from that? Sis, I'm gonna let you go first.
I would say that we have to start looking at the big pictures. One, asking the right questions when dating, because we're looking all the time outside of appearance and what you want, what they look like. That's the first thing you see. And when you go by the things that you want, it never lines up to what you need. And so sometimes you need to change up those questions. And when you asking, what are we building, then you can ask more deeper questions when you're going in there into a relationship or dating someone to find out exactly what they want and what you want, to see if they align together, to see if you guys could actually build together, right? And a lot of times, especially depending on your age, when you get into this relationship or when you start dating, I think age plays a big factor in the questions that you're asking and where you're going to go. So definitely, ladies, we got to start asking important questions, and questions need to focus on what can we build together or what are we building, instead of saying, oh, he's cute, I love his eyes, this sparkle, his smile. You need to be saying, hey, what are your long-term goals, what are your short-term goals, what's your interests, what do you do on your spare time, whatever interests you into a man. If you need them to be a handyman and they need to know how to fix something, you need to know, like, if that's who you're looking for, so you can be able to build with them.
I like that. I like that. For me, I've said this before on this live, and I will say it again. When I was younger, I was falling for the BBD method. I was thrusting a big butt in a smile. And I realized that girl is poison. But, but as I am 35 years old now, and I understand like where I am in life, you got to
Yeah.
come to the table with more than just a cute face and a smile.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I still think the age has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm
Oh, for
saying?
sure.
When you're young, it takes time for you to mature. So locking yourself down early. I know a lot of people, some people agree with it, some people don't. I am one that I really don't agree with that as I'm older and moved on in life. I think you need to get to know people. You need to live in that happiness and find that love and just enjoy it for a while. And then you need to get to know things to see, hey, if we get married, well, this is something that I can deal with for the rest of my life, right? because marriage is supposed to be a lifelong commitment. And I think a lot of times what happens is we get married so early before we even know the person. And then when we get married and as we start getting older, now I'm not happy. I'm miserable. I want to get a divorce and everything, but you never got a chance to get to know this person. So I think that's very, very important when you're starting your relationship. And statistics says that it takes 3 to 4 years to actually get to know a person, really know a person. That's not an overnight thing.
No, it's not. It's not. And I think the best thing to do is have those hard conversations early.
Yeah.
Have the hard conversations early. You gotta have those hard conversations early. You gotta get past the surface level of, oh, she's fine. Ooh, we're gonna turn heads when we walk into a building. Okay, bet. Yeah, we might turn heads when we walk into a building. But can you pray for me?
Hmm.
When I'm down at my lowest moment, are you gonna be right there encouraging me? When the rest of the world is beating me down, are you gonna be that one that's right there by my side, like, yo, it's me and you versus the world?
Yeah. Or when you're sick, are you going to be able to take care of me?
That
When I'm grieving or when I go through depression, being in a relationship for 23 years, when you get to a certain age, I want to say every decade, and I'm gonna be honest, it could be every 5 years. Like we're in our 40s now, it could be every 5 years a shift is going to happen. So no one stays the same, and you're supposed to grow. So in your growth, things are going to change. The 40-year-old you, is not the same as the 19-year-old you. And I think
it's not
people
supposed
get
to
that
be.
mixed up. I hear people saying, "Oh, I wanted to be like when we first met."
It's not
It's
gonna be
not going to be like you when we first met. I mean, that's impossible because if you're moving and things are happening into your life and you're growing, you're going to change. Your perspectives of things you're going to change. You're going to find things that you might like before but you don't like now, and you have to be able to shift those changes and compromise through them so you can make the relationship work. And that's for you and your partner, right?
yeah. It's
So
gonna be a joint effort. Like it can't be 50-50. It's gotta
yeah.
be 100-100.
Yeah, it definitely does. So it's a lot that, a lot of reasons why I hear and see people get divorced. And I'm not happy is not necessarily a good reason to get a divorce, guys.
No,
So
it's
I'm
not.
just saying.
Like, because if we basing it off of feelings, then let's be real. Was he really even in the relationship for the right reason in the first place?
Yeah. So that's why I think age do play a huge part in it, because when we're young and we're happy, we're having fun, we don't have a lot of responsibilities that we have when we older. So we're doing a lot of things and maybe trying exploring some things that we might have done, and this is fun, or whatever the case may be. Everybody's situation is different. But then when we get older, we got more bills, we have kids, we got a household to raise, this is happening, the economy is going crazy and everything's happening. Am I still happy? Am I still going to be able to? And it's going to be times with your spouse that you're not going to like them. And when I say you're not going to like them, doesn't mean that you don't love them anymore.
You just don't like that person.
You at like today, I don't like you, period. That doesn't mean that I am going to get a divorce. I, don't love you anymore. Right now, I'm mad. I don't like you no more. Get out my my face. And it's going to be times that your partner is going to feel the same way about you.
But
So it's going to be like that, and it's going to be disagreements, and you're going to argue a little bit. I One of my models is when I hear people say that I never argue,
then you
is
ain't been in no
something is
relationship.
wrong. Something is wrong if you're in a relationship and you have not ever argued. All right. And now that you never argue, we need to reevaluate why aren't we having some little small disagreements here?
Facts. Everything
Because
ain't supposed to be agreeable.
yes, everything is not supposed to be. And if you're in a relationship and you're agreeing, or your spouse is agreeing to everything and not putting any input, and y'all not had any disagreements, now you need to open your eyes, because normally it's a reason why. So I hope that helps you. Like, it's, and I don't want to put it out there, but 9 times out of 10 means that it's somebody else in the mix that somebody don't know about.
Come
But
on. So it's like they done found that peace somewhere else.
somewhere else.
So it's like they don't have to argue with you when they get mad or they get aggravated. Okay, bet I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna get my peace over here, and then I'm gonna come back to you, and everything's gonna be cool. I'm getting my cake and I'm gonna eat it too.
Yeah, yep. So you gotta address that, and sometimes you're like, man, it's getting on my nerves. But guys, the fact of the matter, arguing is not necessarily always a bad thing. And sometimes when someone is, I know even with my husband, there's certain things that I do that he do not like, and I be on the move, and he gets on me. But I know that he cares because he notices that. And it's my job to try to say, okay, I need to try to fix this to make it comfortable for him so he can know that I'm listening to what he's saying and all that kind of good stuff. But, you're going to argue. I hate to say that, but you really are going, argument. And that doesn't mean if you get in an argument that you're in a bad marriage. Because people will try to say, oh, you're in a bad marriage, you need to get up out of there. It doesn't mean that.
And here's the thing. I made this post the other day, and I want to say it again. When God gives you a promise that something is going to work out, don't think that the devil didn't hear that promise as well, and think that the devil ain't going to try to bring all to your doorsteps and make you doubt what God has already promised you. You have to take God at his word, because sometimes we won't, just because we get that promise from God, we think, oh, okay, yes, God said yes, so everything's going to be easy. Everything is going to be perfect. No, that's when it's going to be harder, because now you've gotten that confirmation from God. Yeah, you got that confirmation from God, but the world, you have to deal with that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you really can't let the world end. Like, everybody can't be in that relationship. It's nice when you do have some close people where you can vent to, where you can talk to and give you some good advice, especially when you're, young couples. It's rare to find that anymore, because sometimes people will be jealous and envy of you for trying to build a strong foundation. You have to remember everybody's not healed and some people are not happy. So you do not want to go to an unhappy person and expect for them to help make you happy in your relationship and to give you some good advice.
No, because misery loves company.
Yes, it really does. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing that. But most importantly, as growing up and being in a relationship, I would definitely, if I had to redo it, I would ask more questions. And be Pacific. Don't be afraid to be Pacific. I am not a material type of person, so I'm not going to ask a whole lot of material type of questions. But if material things are important to you, please ask them. One thing that when I met my boyfriend, or well, my husband now, I didn't want to drive a certain type of car. Like, hey, if I cannot drive a decent car that I like, comfortable, it ain't got to be brand new. Then if I can do this by myself, when we're in the relationship, I need to be able to do this as well. If that's important to you, then you need to tell them that that's as important to you. Set the standard to where you want the relationship to go and how you want things to be.
So here's my question to you. Now, this wasn't on our list, but I'm gonna throw it in there. Do you believe in having weekly or monthly second days, even after you're married? Having second days to where we can make sure that the vision is still our vision, to where we can make sure that as we've gotten older, we haven't changed what we want out of life. We can make sure that we are still on that same path. Do you believe in that?
I think you can. I think it depends on the relationship. I think that it's okay. Some marriages can do that, especially if their visions were aligned, right, and their wants and stuff are aligned. The fact of the matter is, over time, those things are not going to be the same, and they may not align. And then what happens when you have that conversation and you find out, oh my God, it's not aligned anymore. You want something totally different. I hear that that's another reason that people get a divorce, but you're already in the marriage, and it's marriage said for sickness through health till death do us part, for goodness, for bad, everything. So this is another testament here. How can we make your vision now, this new profound thing that you have that you want part of your life, whether it's your career, how can we work that into the marriage to make it fit both of us? So communication is going to be the biggest factor and key. And I believe that, me and my husband has experienced some of this because I went from a working woman into a full-time entrepreneur. And my husband, he doesn't know anything about entrepreneurship.
Mm-hmm.
So, and can't really get into that. So that was another conversation. He was against it. Like, hey, working, we got this, and we can budget entrepreneurship. You might have times where ain't no money coming in, or money, what I'm saying, a whole bunch of things. How does this look for the family foundation? So there are changes that has to be made, and conversations that we have
Well,
to
how
have.
did you handle it when he didn't understand the vision? How did you handle that to where you wasn't like, oh, he don't understand it, I'm out now?
Ladies, sometimes you just got to do it anyway. I hate to say it. We're going to have a conversation about it. But sometimes our intuition and things that we want, they may not always understand. So it took a little time for him to start seeing me build and money start coming in and him start getting it. And then what happened for me is COVID ended up happening. And I do speak on my platform. My husband has pulmonary sarcoidosis, so he cannot get sick like that or anything. And I was working in a hospital. So when God removed me, he removed me just in time so I can be secured at home and be able to be home. So I think all of that start coming together once he started seeing the pieces come together. So sometimes you are going to have to make decisions that they may not necessarily agree to. And that doesn't mean saying, hey, he don't agree to it, I'm still going to do it anyway. It's just basically saying that let's compromise. If I can do this, X, Y, Z in this amount of time, and communicate or whatever, then you can start to see what I'm talking about instead of me just telling you what I'm talking about without you being able to see it.
Yeah.
And then maybe, a little bit later, the first 90 days, then the next 90 days, let's have a conversation on how things are going and all that kind of stuff. So there is some ways, depending on your communication style with them, that you can communicate with that to try to make it more comfortable.
I like that. I like that. Ma'am, we haven't even hit these questions hardly because we've just been having a conversation and I love it. That's what I love about this. Like, we could just have a conversation on this, like without even questions being asked. It could just be a discussion. But I love having the questions as like a gauge map, a road map to
Yeah.
where we can go. So here's one. What are some common things put on your ideal partner checklist? What are some common things that you put on your ideal partner checklist?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to remember some things on my checklist. One was I needed to be able to have what I have at least now getting into the relationship. I don't want to drop. I don't want to, if I don't like to drive a certain car, I shouldn't have to. And things like that. I wanted somebody that was kind and nice and understanding. Most important, love, right? Everybody is looking for the person to love them and love them back. Um, the person that can help out, right? Be, to be expendable. Um, I didn't ask for things that was saying, hey, because I was 19. So I didn't ask for things like, I wanted him to be submissive, or he wanted me to be submissive, even though I think, when people are talking about that, it's always the woman that they say won't be submissive. And I think both parties need to be submissive into a marriage. But I just wanted someone that was going to be just a good person, provide for their family, do the best they can. I never really care about monetary things as well, because I have been in the world where I've seen a lot of people use monetary gain to take control of people. And so I never wanted, to be in a relationship where someone think that it's okay to take control of me.
I feel that. I feel that. So the next one is: have you ever dated someone who checked all the boxes but still wasn't right for you? They checked every box that you had, but they still just wasn't right for you.
No, not really. No, I don't think it's no perfect person.
Mm-mm.
I think the checklist is something that you put mentally in your mind that's saying, hey, these are my expectations, instead of, and sometimes I think they use that because you're afraid to ask the real questions. You're afraid to have those deep conversations. So you got this checklist that is that borderline that's blocking that. You need to have a conversation, especially in today's world. You need to find out, what is your short term? What is your long term? What do you want to do with yourself? Is there anything that you ever wanted to do? What's on your bucket list? um your medical history, especially at, yeah, listen, if y'all not watching and seeing what's going on in the world, I need to see your medical records. We need to go get tested. All types of important things, right? um are you HIV positive?
I'm a-
Have you ever had a disease? You need to be asking those very, very important questions, right? And then making sure that you're getting some results from it as well. Can we go to the doctor together? Is the doctor able to talk to both of us? Um, care about yourself and care about your partner.
Facts. That's the thing right there. You have to care about yourself and care about your partner. So we're gonna wrap it up with this question, and then we're gonna have what is called the real talk moment, where I'm allow you to share with them your platform, tell them where they can find you at, and then I want you to give them some powerful closing words, as only Dr. Iris White could. So, all right, last question I got for you tonight. What does it look like to build a relationship that outlives swings in the test of time? What does it look like to build a relationship that outlives swings and the test of time?
um I'm living, I mean, I think I'm living that now. You know, when you have to talk about everything, you have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to communicate different communication styles, right? You're not worried about what everybody else is saying or doing. You have your own way of doing things, right? And then to what I like to say, when I'm to that point where I'm mad, he lifts me up to bring me back. When he gets to that point where he's down and he's like, I'm over it, I'm ready to go, I'm disconnected from this marriage, then I have the strong hand at that time, and I'm able to pick him back up and bring him back over. So you got to be able to help each other. You got to be able to balance each other out, right? Storms are going to come. That's just what happens. A lot of things in life is going to hit you, and then you got to learn how to maneuver and get through that. Even like right now, my husband has pulmonary sarcoidosis, and we had to take him out of work. April will be 2 years. It attacked his lungs and his eyes. So you're going to have to figure out how to get through that the best way you can, and to also make sure you're caring about your spouse when you're making these decisions. So my decision was, I'd rather you be at home. I'll go through whatever I have to go through to keep everything right, but I need you to be at home so you can heal, because I want you alive. So you have to make the best decisions for your family.
Facts. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. So I definitely agree with that. Like you have to do what's best for your family, and as we stated earlier, keep the outside noise out of the relationship because on the outside, people are going to be like, oh, they mooching off of you. They not bringing nothing to the table. Y'all don't understand what this person is doing for me emotionally and spiritually. So
Yeah.
yeah, financially, they may not be doing much, but emotionally and spiritually and physically, they're lifting me up when I'm down. When you all are knocking me down and wearing me out, the only reason I'm not snapping is because of Jesus and this person right here.
Yeah.
Y'all need to be thankful for this person.
Yeah. I mean, and not only that, it's like when you're married, you're in one. So if I'm up, he's up. And the same thing. So you want to make sure that you have someone that's going to treat you the way that you would treat them, right? So I know that if I'm sick and I couldn't work or do something, that he would step in and take over, and he would do the same for me. So make sure that your other half. I see so many young people get in relationships. You're watching social media, you're seeing all the glitz and glam. A lot of that stuff is not even real. Even some of them, another subject, 50-50 and 80-20 and all this kind of stuff. Sometimes in a relationship, you're going to have 50-50. Sometimes, but maybe the person pays 100%. Sometimes you're going to pay 100%. It's no balance. It shouldn't be a balance. When you're taking care of the household, it doesn't just mean finances. It means raising the kids, helping out around the house, making sure this is done. It's so many aspects when it comes to building a family in a home, that you need assistance with. Finances can't be your only your only source or the only thing you're looking for,
Come
right?
on.
Yeah.
You
So
can't.
if anything, when both of you are strong, the finances will come because you're going to build one another. You're going to motivate one another. So finances can't be the only thing, because money can come and go. But some people never find love because that's all they're concerned about is finances. They want to be driving the latest BMW. I need my nails and my hair done every day. I need this and that. It's so many other more important things than having those material things. And love is one that a lot of people want and mourn for, but a lot of people will never get it. Just because they're paying attention to all this social media in the outside world, and they want what the next person want. Find out who you are, heal within you, and go and get your happiness, right? I be around a lot of people that gets all types of things and everything. Even if I wanted to, it's not no interest of me. I have no interest of going to pay all that money for a car. To me, it's dumb. But to them, it's something that they enjoy doing. So that's them. So you cannot put yourself in that category. Your wants and needs and things that you like are different than everybody else's. Find out who you are and stop trying to be someone else.
I like that. I like that. I like that. So right now, once again, we thank you for coming on, sis. You're definitely, you family. So you're gonna be back. I promise you that. You're coming back. So I want you to leave with my audience where they can find you. And then also I want you to tell them, give them some encouraging words as only Dr. Iris can.
Yes. So, guys, you can find me on Facebook as celebrity co-author Dr. Iris Wright. I'm on Instagram and TikTok as Iris Wright or author Iris Wright. And our conversation today is about relationships, right? That partner. So I want to encourage you to take some of the tips that we talked about in the conversation, making sure that you're dating on purpose and intentionally. Make sure you're asking the right questions. It's okay to date. I know in this new world that dating doesn't mean that we have to have sex. Okay, can we just say that? Bring back the respect into relationship. Let your spouse have something, and I'm talking, ladies, so they can want more from you. So when they do get whatever it is you have to offer and give them, they'll be happy and pleased with that, and they don't have to second guess that. You don't have to give them the cookies right away. All right. Keep the cookies to yourself, and let's build something here. Make sure you asking questions, and definitely making sure about their health, their mindset. Also, guys, another important thing is especially depending on the age you are you dating a healed person, or do we still have some wounds that are lingering that we need to close? Because you may be in a point of your life where you have healed and you have gotten through some things, and then you're going to be inviting someone who is not, and you need to know if there's something, can you deal with this? Is this something I can deal with? Can I help this person heal? Right? Or you may not be in the mindset to do so. So prioritize yourself and your happiness, but not just yourself, the person you're dating as well. You want to be fair to them as well. So educating yourself. So guys, build a strong foundation relationship, build a stable home, husband and wife, raise your family, kids, build wealth together, find that relationship and find the love in it. And guys, I tell you what, when you find your special person, you're going to be happy. You're going to be happy. So definitely make sure that relationship is definitely intentional.
Amen. Make sure that it's intentional. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you guys, as you all have been seeing me post, James H. Glover Studios is nominated from the Music Love Awards for Podcast of the Year. I want you all to run on over to this website that's in the comments. Matter of fact, I'm going to pin it. I'm going to pin this comment to where you all can see it. But I want y'all to run over there, and I want you all to vote, 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 vote. You can vote as many times a day as you want. I just need you all to go over there and vote. We appreciate you all. We love you all. We're going to be doing more lives like this. I promise you all. We're coming back. We are back on every platform. I have heard my audience. You all have been on me about just doing things for strictly YouTube. And we are back on Facebook now. We appreciate you all. And as I always say, sometimes our disappointments are nothing more than God's appointments, meaning some things that we look at as bad, God is only turning it around for our good. Stay blessed, be blessed, and be a blessing to someone else. And I will see y'all next week. Peace. Hello. We pray that you enjoyed this episode coming from James H. Glover Studios. And if you want to see more like it, follow us, like, and subscribe to all of our social media stations so that you can never miss another episode like this. See y'all soon.